Hey everybody, hope you're doing amazing. We have many people that are part of the King James Version Only Club, and today we're going to dig deeper into this topic. First of all, I like the King James Version, especially in comparison to some of the versions out there and the problems they have. I'm also going to cover versions we should definitely stay away from as well. But is the KJV the only version we should use? Some say the King James Version of the Bible is inerrant and infallible, and all other versions of the Bible are corrupt. But is that true? Does the Bible say the King James has exclusive rights to God's truth? Does the Bible forbid using other translations? No. For one, it has mistranslations from the original language just as others do. The King James Version is one of the best and most accurate, but it's not perfect. Why, may you ask? Well, let's do a bit of history before I show you some of the verses that are incorrectly translated and lead to some errors of understanding. The man who edited the Greek text for the KJV was a Roman Catholic priest and humanist named Erasmus. And if resources in history are correct, it would appear that he was under great pressure to get it to the press as soon as possible. Now, due to this rush and having no Greek manuscripts for the last 6 verses of Revelation, he was forced to back-translate the Latin into Greek, and by doing so, he created 17 variants which have never been found in any other Greek manuscripts of Revelation. He merely guessed at what the Greek might have said. That being said, I just want to show a few of the mistakes in the KJV when we go back to the original Greek. And I hope this shows that there are times that using different translations is actually a wise thing to do to get a better understanding of what God is saying. The King James is good, but it's not perfect. The first I want to look at, I've mentioned before in understanding the mark of the beast. The King James Version is the only version that says, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their foreheads." All other versions say on. So if we look at the Greek, we see the word is epi, and clearly means on or upon. This is very significant if we are trying to understand what the mark of the beast will be. This has brought a great fear of microchips like what we see people getting today. It may be some kind of an RFID tattoo, but the point is that it's a great cause for confusion and just one reason we can't say KJV only. Now, 1 John 5, 7-8 is an interesting one. Most translations read, "For there are 3 that testify." But the King James Version reads, "For there are 3 that bear record in heaven, the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost, and these 3 are one." The Trinitarian formula, known as the Comma Johanneum, made its way into the 3rd edition of Erasmus' Greek New Testament in 1522 because of pressure from the Catholic Church, but it didn't appear until the 16th century in any Greek manuscripts, so technically the KJV added to the original. Now, the ironic thing is that some people that are against the Trinity are the very same people that defend King James onlyism that had the verse put in to support the Trinity. Think about that for a minute. In Matthew 7:22, the King James Version says wonderful works, and almost all the others, including the Greek, say miracles. And here's the Greek. And there's a big difference between wonderful works and miracles. Another one is Matthew 23:24 that says in the KJV, "Ye blind guides which strain at a gnat and swallow a camel," when all other versions say strain out a gnat, just as the Greek says. Now that's not really a big deal, yet it shows that there are errors in the King James Version. Now, if you are a KJV 1611 only person, then we've got some real issues because there have been 3 revisions of the KJV since then and hundreds of word changes. Now, most of these are just spelling issues, but some change the meaning entirely and show that the King James 1611 version is not perfect by any means. And keep in mind, if the 1611 KJV was infallible and the KJV we have today is infallible, how could there be any differences? Here's one. The 1611 version, Psalms 69:32 says, "And your heart shall live that seek good." But the corrected King James today says, and your heart shall live that seek God. Let's face it, there's a big difference in seeking good and seeking God. And I did take the time to check out these sources online and verify that these are correct. Ezekiel 24:7 in the 1611 version says, she set it upon the top of a rock, she poured it upon the ground to cover it with dust. And the spelling's obviously pretty bad, which is why they had to correct it in the first place. But the corrected version says, she set it upon the top of a rock, she poured it not upon the ground to cover it with dust. Once again, the word not makes this an opposite meaning, and I'll leave a link to the online 1611 Bible so you can see it for yourself. There's many more, but this is just to make the point that people cannot claim that both are infallible. So, should people read only the King James Bible because it's infallible and inerrant? No. Should they read it because it is one of the best word-for-word translations available today? Yes, absolutely. But the truth is that all versions are just that, versions. God's truth is perfect. His word is perfect, and that's what matters. No book version is perfect, and it's okay to use different versions for clearer understanding. Now, are there some that we should not use? Absolutely. Number one is The Passion by Brian Simmons. It's a one-person writing that changes so many truths and adds so many words to support the New Apostolic Reformation's agenda. I've covered this in past videos, and you can see in-depth info from people like Mike Winger. The Message is another version that, like The Passion, is loosely paraphrased and full of errors, false doctrine, and occult philosophy. It completely changes the meaning of the scriptures in parts. You can Google lots about the specifics. Another version that has hundreds of words and phrases completely removed is the NIV. Westcott and Hort were responsible for this, and you can check out the link I'll leave to see for yourself. It's absolutely unbelievable how much they've changed and actually removed. And at the bottom, you can click on verse charts to see comparisons of various contradictions and omissions in different Bible translations. I like the Berean Study Bible. I find it's the closest to matching the original Greek. Yet, I find the wording in other versions like the ESV also helpful. So if you are a KJV Only person, that's cool. Everybody has their favorite version. But let's not create separation in the body due to allegiance to one version or the other. So that's it for today. If you are finding these videos helpful, please like and share them. And for all future notifications, hit the subscribe button and ring that bell. And until next time, take care and God bless.